What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes, another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news topics, tweets, videos y'all want me to talk about tomorrow? And yeah guys, it's Monday, December 27th. Christmas is officially over. We got a full week left until the end of the year, and then we'll be into 2022, the sequel of 2020, where yeah, the Omicron variant seems to be spreading out and making it so that nobody can see anybody without getting a virus. The pandemic continues, which sucks, but it is what it is. It bees like that. Can't really do nothing much about it, so let's just make the best of it. All right, so yeah, we're gonna talk about all the topics that you guys wanted to talk about. A lot of things that happened yesterday and over the weekend and the Christmas break. So sit back, relax, and yeah, allow me to lay it on you. Well, guys, before we get into today's topics, I'm happy to announce that today's video is sponsored by Atlas VPN. Guys, if you don't have a VPN, then I have failed you as a father. You see, a YouTuber buddy of mine recently got their YouTube channel hacked, and I asked them if they had a VPN. He said no, and I said, well, dang. That was pretty stupid of you. You see guys, Atlas VPN not only protects you from incoming threats while letting you access region-locked databases, but it also gives you the freedom to explore the World Wide Web with complete anonymity. Fall winter season of anime is here, so all you gotta do is switch your location to Japan and you'll get first dibs to all the anime on Netflix, including certain shows that are only exclusive to that area. The guys at Atlas VPN are running a huge discount right now, and it's only $1.39 a month, and for whatever reason, if you don't like it, then you can get your money back within 30 days. There is virtually no risk at all for trying it and all the reward that you can imagine. But guys, time is running out. Go get your deal by clicking my link in the video description below at https://atlasv.pn/omni. And again, special thanks to Atlas VPN for sponsoring today's video. A lot of you guys were asking me why Markiplier was trending. It's Markiplier. He's always trending whenever he's active or he's doing anything. But the reason why Markiplier, you know, famous YouTuber who is known for, if you don't know who he, I always assume people know who Markiplier is, but if you don't know, Markiplier, 30 million subscribers on YouTube, popular for playing video games, and really cool dude with a really cool voice, and everybody loves him basically. One of the untouchables on the internet. But yeah, you guys can see here on Twitter, he's been trending recently because he's been playing Five Nights at Freddy Security Breach, and I think he might have actually finished the game. The last video that he did was actually a live stream of him playing the game. I did not watch the live stream, but I'm pretty sure he's like 6, 7, or 8 episodes into the game right now. I lied. He's at like part 9. As you guys can see, 9 days ago, Markiplier started his adventure being the king of FNAF. Markiplier's the king. If you guys type in, I think his original Five Nights at Freddy video has almost over 100 million views on it, and he has played every single franchise of it. It's usually the franchise that gets people to introduced by Markiplier in the first place. You usually discover him, people find him through this game, and then eventually they stick around because he's Markiplier, and you realize that he's just a cool guy all around, regardless of what game he plays. But yeah, as you can see, 9 days ago, 16 million views, 10 million views, and now he played a huge 3-hour and 31-minute stream where he was playing Five Nights at Freddy Security Breach. So yeah, that's why he's trending. Basically because he's just playing the game that a lot of people associate themselves with. I keep saying that I don't want to play Five Nights at Freddy's because I'm terrified, because I am a coward. I am very scared. When I get scared, when I get jump scared, my heart jumps out of my chest. But a lot of people have been begging me to play it, especially on stream, and I kind of want to oblige, but I'm scared, man. I'm a coward. I don't know if I have it in me to do it. But yeah, that's why Markiplier is trending. And yeah, if you guys want to see me play Five Nights at Freddy, if there's enough people in the comments who are asking me to play it, then I'll do it on twitch.tv/InfernoOmni. So Phaedra and a few of you guys asked me to talk about this. Said Dream spoke about queer baiting accusations and his sexuality. If you guys don't know, I think about about a week ago, Dream was under fire for making jokes about his queer baiting. He made some tweets talking about how he purposely makes jabs at the LGBT community. Anyway, in this random Reddit thread that you guys linked me to, apparently Dream less than 24 hours ago made this statement here talking about, well, I'm about to find out, but I'm going to read it to you guys so you guys can have the full story about what's been happening from last week, put the two pieces together, you know how it goes. Dream said, honestly, I've never really talked in depth about my feelings of stuff like this, so I thought I would here because why not? I just love discussing things in general. I'm not gay. I've said that plenty of times. I know that because I like girls, I've dated girls, I'm attracted to girls, etc., etc. However, outside of that, I've never said anything about my sexuality, really, and it's simply just because I don't really know. I'm comfortable with who I am, and I want everyone to be comfortable with who they are, regardless of their gender or sexuality or anything else. I feel like if I was to say anything about my sexuality, I'd be pressuring myself into making a decision, especially when the general public, there's only really a few terms that can be used to describe your sexuality. When in reality, I believe that it's more of a spectrum. I have a really hard time putting myself into one category or even really towards one category more than the other, and so I don't want to feel any pressure. I'm comfortable in my sexuality, but that doesn't mean that I'm necessarily confident in exactly what that is. I think sometimes it takes time and life experience to actually know exactly where you sit. Though I think that I should be able to make the jokes and stuff that I make regardless of sexuality, whether I was gay or straight or bi or somewhere between, so I don't really care to elaborate. That being said, I also think it's important that people don't force others into revealing their sexuality, even if a situation comes up where them doing so could give clarity. My sexuality is ambiguous because it's also sort of ambiguous to me, and I think that's okay. As for jokes and stuff, it's not Q-baiting because we're not fictional characters, and as other people have said it, it's actually really beneficial and normal to let people flirt, joke, even sexually with the friends of the same sex. We've been the exact same since we've met on and off camera years before YouTube. Is just how we are, and I'm not going to change my extremely long friendships with people just because, quote, some people think you're dating and therefore you benefit from that, end quote. Either way, it feels good to get some stuff off my chest, I guess, because I've never really spoken in depth about any of this stuff. Have a happy holiday. So yeah, that's Dream's response. I mean, again, his sexuality is his own business. He has no reason to disclose whatever it is. He just basically said he's attracted to girls though, but he also believes it's on a spectrum. In terms of Q-baiting, I don't think he should be scrutinized for poking fun sexually with his guy friends. I mean, I'm one of those kind of guys who like to gas up my guy friends to the point where people might, you know, think that there's a thing. I just like gassing up my guy friends. I like to poke sexually at them and talk about how hot they are just because it's fun for me. Okay, that's just how I feel, and that's just how I like to communicate with my friends too. So yeah, people started calling me a Q-bait because I flirt with the homies, talk about homie kids and stuff like that. I'd be like, you know, you can just get out my face with that noise. But yep, that's how Dream feels about the sexuality and the Q-baiting. And just to kind of reply, give you guys a full story to what had happened last week. That's what he feels, and that's what he got off his chest, and you guys can let me know how you feel. So this got announced over the weekend, apparently, and Banana let me know this. TikTok is now the most popular website in the world. And yeah, basically found this article that kind of summarized the events. TikTok has surpassed tech giants like Google, Twitter, Meta, which is Facebook, and Apple to become the most popular website in the world. According to a recent report by web performance and security firm Cloudflare, TikTok beat Google in terms of internet traffic to become the most visited platform in the market in 2021. Now, here are the top most popular websites in 2021 in order, in case you were curious. Number 1 being TikTok, number 2 being Google, number 3 being Facebook, number 4 being Microsoft.com. How is that? How is Microsoft? Who goes to Microsoft.com? I'm missing something. Unless that's just like, you know, the business stuff where everyone signs in on like the emails and stuff. Anyway, I don't know. Number 5, Apple.com. Number 6, Amazon.com. Wait a minute. People go to Apple.com more than Amazon? Is that for real? I don't know about that. That seems kind of sus, dog. Does that count like mobile? Like if people have like Amazon on their apps, does that count? Or I'm kind of confused. Maybe because people are using Amazon more on their mobile than they are on their Apple. Kind of confused with that. Netflix is number 7, YouTube number 8, Twitter number 9, and WhatsApp number 10. Anyway, it reads here and finishes. Now, if you're wondering how TikTok was able to amass such a huge amounts of internet traffic, it is due to its diverse content shared by various communities around the world. If you have used TikTok in your region, you would know that you can find content on just about any topic, ranging from memes, life hacks, cooking tips, chemistry, and others. This diversity in content has lured users from every sector, community, and age group. Going forward, TikTok aims to further expand its reach in the market to cater to more audiences and users. In fact, the company has already started testing its desktop streaming service called TikTok Live Studio, which I heard was like copied from like OBS. If you guys don't know, OBS, the open source broadcast software for streaming, has been copied by like all these places, including Streamlabs OBS, who literally straight up copied their name. And now apparently with TikTok, they did the same thing. Apparently they took some source code from OBS. So yeah, anyway, and it's food delivery service in the market. So they're trying to compete with Uber, TikTok, food. That's kind of sad. So are you a TikTok fanatic? If you are, what kind of content do you, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, not really a big deal. Just kind of like a need to know type of thing. But yeah, TikTok is number 1 in the world, bro. it's it's turning into that kind of life. So Emerald said Ceeday, a well-loved YouTuber, disappeared for almost 2 years before posting a video on December 25th on Christmas. This first 4-ish minutes of the video is him explaining why he left, and the rest is just content. It also hit #1 for gaming. It's trending #1. I think it was still trending when I was still looking. Also, chapter 2 wasn't that bad, lol. So Ceeday is a Fortnite YouTuber, and as you guys can see, this is the gap in between his prior 2 videos. This one here says Mythical Ceeday had 14 million views, and then there's another one that just came out where it said here 2 hours ago, chapter 3, No Way Home. And the second screenshot shows 461,000 likes. #1 on trending for gaming, Ceeday with almost 7 million subscribers. And Jesus Christ, that was like yesterday. That was absolutely yesterday. He's now at 7.05 million subscribers. This video has 6 million views. It's #1 on trending. It's wow. This guy was highly acclaimed. 123,000 comments. I never watched Ceeday. I've heard of Ceeday, but this video just absolutely just floored the YouTube algorithm. Let's watch a couple minutes at the beginning to see where he's been, how he's been doing, and just so you guys can know what's going on with Ceeday.
Gentlemen, you know, it's not easy to explain a nearly 2-year absence. And let's be real, those last 2 years were no normal 2 years, man. That was one long, continuous ass whooping the whole time. There was the peak Rona arc, which is still getting dragged on, by the way. It's kind of mid now. There was one point where, like, every other week, a different part of the world was literally on fire.
Yeah.
That was something. And then there was the BLM/Civil War arc. And I don't know about y'all, but while the world is literally ending in front of us, the last thing on my mind is, hey yo, when am I gonna drop this new Fortnite video? Don't even get me started with Fortnite. Can we please, as a community, just act like chapter 2 didn't happen? The only thing that caught my attention during that whole thing was them adding Peak to the game. And then shortly after, you're getting boxed up by Sakura, Travis Scott, Ariana Grande, and now The Rock. Welcome to the clown show. Man, the state of the game, plus what was happening with the world at the time, it was the perfect shitstorm to keep me from coming back to YouTube. And obviously, that wasn't all of it. It was apparent that I was falling out of love with YouTube and making videos and stuff like that. The time between every upload got longer, and you know what? It's normal. After doing something, well, like literally the same thing for that long, it gets repetitive, and it loses that thing that made it fun in the beginning.
All right, interesting topic from a YouTuber to YouTuber. When I always hear YouTubers' thoughts, I always I gravitate towards it immediately, because I think there's only this feeling that you feel as a YouTuber, and then it's something that only other YouTubers, in my opinion, can actually feel when you're a content creator and you've uploaded hundreds, if not thousands of videos, similar type videos. It takes a number on you, and it makes you wonder, do you want to continue? If you do want to continue, how do you want to continue battling the YouTube algorithm? And then even if you're doing well, like this guy seems to be doing extremely well. And even if you're doing extremely well, he's still gone for 2 years. And he's like, is this something that I still want to continue to pursue? Which is so interesting to kind of show that it's not always about success when it comes to YouTube. Sometimes it's just about the content creation process and your brain doing something repetitively and probably wanting to do something more. I have felt this kind of just as my personal antidote is like, for example, this series that I've been doing with you guys where I talk about the news and everything. I've been doing this for a full year now, finally. A full year of the exact same content, and I'm so happy. I like it. I'm enjoying it. But could I do this for years and years and years and years? I don't think so. I'd have to evolve it somehow. We'd have to figure out a way to play with it, because just to be completely frank and honest, I would get bored. I would I would need something new, or I would just need something more to do along with it. I like talking with you guys. Talking with you guys is never boring, but I also don't want to keep doing the exact same thing. Evolution is a part of humankind. So yeah, anyway, let's continue to see what Ceeday has to say.
Anyway, I do want to apologize for disappearing without notice. I think the last thing I've done on the internet publicly was I made some shitty joke on Insta about coming back for 2020. By the way, I had no intention of coming back. I'm sorry for laughing. I am a piece of shit, and I know it. This is probably my last chance I'm gonna have to be serious on this channel ever again, so I want to let y'all know something. I've never shown any of my YouTube plaques before, and that's because I still haven't claimed them. The 100K one and then the 1 mil one. And I say that to let you guys know that until I can hit 10 mil and get the diamond play button, I don't feel that I deserve the other two. And there might be rough patches where you don't see me for a while, but until I can reach that goal of 10 mil, there's no way I'm going to just quit forever. I will be back again.
Okay.
And again. Maybe I'll try something new. Who knows? But YouTube, you don't have to ban me to stop me from trying. So here's to the new year and the future of this channel and the future of this shitty ass game that we keep coming back to. And I hope y'all enjoy this atrocity I'm about to cook up for y'all.
All right, so that's Ceeday. Yo, I've never watched his content. Well, this dude seems real amped up. He seems like a really freaking cool guy. I can already see why he's amassed like tons of subscribers, along with the obviously combination of Fortnite, which is highly acclaimed and stuff. He seems like a funny dude. And yeah, now I'm going to probably watch the rest of the video off camera. But yeah, that's Ceeday. He's back. And he's not going to stop until he hits 10 mil. And then when he does hit 10 mil, he'll probably keep going. But at this rate, it seems like he got like almost 300, 400, 500,000 subscribers in a day. So he might be able to do so just that. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to just get to 350. We'll figure it out, man. We'll figure out our flow, guys. We'll figure out what we need to do. Because I still haven't received my 100,000 plaque either as well. And I do want to eventually get to a million. I think once I get to a million, his 10 million is like my 1 million. If I ever reach that point, that would be, man, that would be something. That would be crazy. It's so far out of reach that I don't feel it being anything realistic. But I still want to try to obtain it anyway. So yeah, this one sucks. Kind of like a need to know, but a friend said 3 BTS members tested positive to COVID. RM, Jin, and Suga. So yeah, that sucks. I hope they're going to be okay. You guys know BTS, most popular K-pop group in the entire world, and yeah, everyone's getting the variant, man. Omicron is going wild, especially in a lot of places like New York City and California, man. I know a lot of people who got tested positive for it. No, people are going to game conventions like MagFest. I was actually going to go to MagFest, but people are dropping out. Rooms are becoming available. It's another spike, essentially, especially over the holidays and Thanksgiving, because people are going to their moms and dads and families and getting together and hugs and kisses and then passing COVID to everyone around them. So stay safe out in them streets, fellas. Don't be peer pressure to get yourself into a group of people where you might get the virus, especially if you got complications. Okay, just be proactive. Assume everyone got it because it's spreading like everyone has it. So Dude Gaming said, I expect you to top this. I don't think I can, dog. My girl FeFe, she made a tweet saying $9,000 but worth it. But if you guys didn't know, FeFe, a VTuber and a good person of mine, she apparently appeared on the NASDAQ billboard where she had an ad and she was basically kind of showing her off. Nux Taku was on there as well, just to kind of like a heads up information in case you guys didn't know, but it's like this animation. It was really freaking cool. She was there for about an hour or so, and yeah, she basically paid $9,000 to flex on everybody and put another VTuber. This is not the first time a VTuber has been here, by the way, but she is another one to add to the category and the list. So Lenzo said China banned Steam. That's right, guys, you know China. I'm surprised this didn't happen earlier. And Steam, if you guys don't know, is the PC powered app where you can basically play PC games through Steam. And yeah, it says here, last night on Christmas, all through the night, Santa Claus from China came and banned Steam. I don't know why this is funny. Blocked the global Steam client with their great firewall, effectively banning the platform. Anyway, this article by Niche Gamer Brandon Little that you guys linked me to basically says it's a little bit more detailed. On Christmas Eve, China placed the domain for the global version of Steam on the other side of its Great Firewall, meaning China has banned the global version of Steam. Interestingly, the only thing explicitly banned appears to be the global version of Steam Store. One Twitter user who allegedly resides in China is able to access many of Steam's features such as messaging, but is unable to purchase anything from the store. You can test it yourself here. And also continuing, I'm not going to read this whole article, the user also reported being able to continue playing games of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. This doesn't come as a huge surprise, however, as Chinese version of the Steam client exists with a limited pool of games, including CSGO. Anyway, long story short, this is kind of wild, but also it's on par with China. They've been going kind of wild this year with their restrictions when it comes to video games, basically making it so that if you're a certain age, you can't play the game for like a certain amount of hours, like only like 3 hours a week or something whack like that. So yeah, it's basically on brand. A lot of people are like, well, okay, if you're in China, you can use a VPN. But in case you guys didn't know, and this is from my understanding as well, but I don't think VPNs are actually allowed in China. I don't think China would allow you to circumvent their own rules in place and policies. I don't think that's the thing that's happening. But yeah, guys, that's China banning the Steam client. Let me know how you guys feel. So Lost a Lot said Final Fantasy 16 is getting delayed. Sadly, if you guys don't know, Final Fantasy 16 is the highly acclaimed sequel to the Final Fantasy series, and obviously it's the 16th on the list, with 14 being Endwalker, 15 being the one with the bros. You guys remember that game came out a while back ago. I wasn't a huge fan of it when it first came out. It was kind of buggy for me. And now in Final Fantasy 16, we saw some trailers for this game. It was this dude it was like super edgy or whatever. I don't know if I was a big fan of this as well, but the graphics looked pretty good. But yeah, apparently it's getting delayed. This right here is a message from the actual producers, Naoki Yoshida. And it says, I'll read it for you guys really quickly in case you didn't hear about it. Greetings, everyone. When we last spoke, I promised I would have more information on Final Fantasy 16 sometime later in 2021. However, I regret to inform you that I will be unable to keep that promise, as complications stemming from the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic have delayed the game's development by almost a half year. As the latest addition to the Final Fantasy series being developed for the PlayStation 5, Final Fantasy 16 has amassed a sizable team composed of talented creators from around the world. However, in an effort to offset the effects of COVID-19, we've had to decentralize that workforce by permitting staff to tackle their assignments from home. This has unfortunately hampered communication from the Tokyo office, which in turn has led to delays, in our extreme cases, cancellations of asset deliveries from our outsourced partners. You know, this whole COVID thing, guys, I feel like it's showing the weakness, right? Of people actually having to come into the office to do work, to do things like this. I think during this point in time, when it comes to COVID and the pandemic, a lot of companies need to be figuring out how to make their work COVID proof, aka how to make it so that people can work virtually and can also be more efficient than they were when they were coming into the office. Because I think that's something that's possible. I think there's this old-fashioned mentality that people feel like you need to keep coming into the office in order to do work. But I think people need to learn, like, look, dog, if a global pandemic happens, which it could happen, this can continue happening for years and years. Y'all need to figure this out for real, for real. These are weaknesses, and you can fix them, and you can make it so that people are working more effectively from home as well, in my opinion. Continuing, that said, we have spent much of 2021 addressing the issue and hope to see its impact to a minimum by the new year, allowing us to better focus on the task at hand, increasing graphic resource quality, refining combat mechanics, fleshing out individual battles, putting the finishing touches on cutscenes, and conducting overall graphical optimization. Our primary goal now is to be as hands-on with the game as possible in order to see it fully polished. So that leaves us with the question, when can we expect the next round of information? Well, I am happy to announce the current plan is to conduct our next big reveal in spring of 2022 as we seek to build excitement leading up to the game's eventual release. So spring of 2022, that could be early, that could be late, that could be E3 season, most likely going to be E3 season, where we'll probably see something during the Square Enix showcase at E3. I deeply apologize to all of those who have been looking forward to learning more about Final Fantasy 16, and thank you for your continued patience while we focus our combined efforts on development. Final Fantasy 16 producer Naoki Yoshida. So yeah, guys, that's Final Fantasy 16 being delayed. In case you guys didn't know, let me know how you guys feel about it. To me, I'm okay with it. My game backlog is absolutely massive, and if you don't have a backlog that's massive, there's like Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker that you can play that just came out with like endless hours of content. I'm behind. I'm starting to feel like I'm just going to always be behind. I'm starting to actually feel like I just got to accept the L. And there's going to be some games in life that I'm just never going to get to playing, man. It sucks. You can't consume all the content, right? I'm only one person. So it'd be like that sometimes. So I'm okay with games getting delayed, especially if it doesn't come out too early. I don't want a Cyberpunk 2077 thing happening again. I don't want games coming out early for the sake of it coming out and then it being garbage due to butter. And I don't think these companies either. And I think we should kind of support the aspect of games taking as long as it needs to take in order for it to be good, but not like Kingdom Hearts 3 long, not like that. That was too long. Okay. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel. All right, fellas, this is the big chungy wungy of the video. The entire YouTube community is at war again. I know I say, and clickbait sometimes, like the YouTube is at war, but I'm not clickbait. Last time YouTube was at war, it had to do with your boy Totally Not Mark and the whole Toei animation, and everybody was basically talking about copyright issues. Well, we have something similar to this where a bunch of YouTube content creators are now getting together again to talk about something, but that's much more darker. I will be censoring this video so that it doesn't get suppressed, so that this information gets pushed out to as many people as possible. But we will be talking about this guy named MamaMax YouTube, and he's a content creator who has basically talked about pedophilia and the people who have tried to perform said acts, and he basically exposes these people. If you guys don't know, there is a section of YouTube where they basically do investigative journalism, and they go out and they find these terrible people, and they create these stories to broadcast and show the horrible things that exist on YouTube, the horrible people that exist outside of YouTube. We remember that guy from PlayStation, from Sony. It was a YouTuber who went out there and found that dude. You know what I mean? So it's like people go out there to find these crappy people. You can call them YouTube vigilantes or whatever you want to call them. And then yeah, they put them behind bars sometimes. Sometimes they get them fired. The Sony guy, he got fired. The vice president got fired from Sony because of this sting operation. But guys, what's been happening with MamaMax is this new hashtag. It's called PickASideYouTube. And he made this tweet here that said children are pedophiles. And he added a bunch of people at Team YouTube, at Susan Wojcicki, at Philly D, at H3H3 Productions, at Keemstar, at Scarce, at Moist Critical, at Chris Hansen, Shane Dawson, and Corpse Husband. More on that later, by the way. So here's MamaMax's channel. He has a video that he released called PickASideYouTube. He has close to 700,000 subscribers and 58,000 likes on this thing with about 4,700 comments. This video is pretty massive in itself. It's talking about the fact back in November 26, he made a video talking about exposing the pedophile, and the video got taken down. It didn't even get age restricted. Usually when people expose these guys and call them out or whatever, usually YouTube says, all right, we're going to demonetize you, okay? Or maybe we'll age restrict you. We're gonna suppress it, but they don't completely just remove it. But it seems like here they completely removed the video, and YouTube's reason for it was because of essentially he showed a clip of like some 3D animated person's butt. It's like that was YouTube's reason for removing the video. He tried to appeal for it, I believe, but it didn't work. And now MamaMax is mad. Now it's a 30-minute video that you guys should give a watch. I'm not going to watch the whole thing with you guys here right now, but I will let you guys know it's different. It's weird. It's kind of creepy, actually. If you're into that whole creepy pasta kind of stuff, I thought this guy was like a cousin of Corpse Husband. Super deep voice, really angry, cursing every now and then. It seems kind of dark, a lot of scary images and stuff like that, as you can see on the screen. But it's a very well-made video. And in the beginning, he talks about why this video is being made, the hashtag PickASideYouTube, and then he brings together a bunch of commentary channels, people on YouTube who've had to go through the whole copyright system and basically share their experiences with YouTube and, how they basically suppress and censor people and make it hard for people like MamaMax and other investigative journalism to expose the terrible things that happen on YouTube's websites. In fact, it almost feels like they're helping the other side by suppressing these guys who are trying to, destroy those guys. It's like when Batman's trying to save Gotham City, right? And then the police show up and like, freeze! And they just start shooting at Batman. It's like, like Batman just got finished saving your city, and now you're shooting at Batman. You're trying to stop him. That's similar analogy that's going on here, but yeah. So anyway, the way that this video works, guys, is there's the intro called Silence, and then they have Octothorns 349. Octothorns is a full chapter filled with testimonies from a lot of YouTubers that you probably have heard of, including Nexpo, Anxiety War, Barely Sociable, Melissa. I'm not going to read all this. Some Ordinary Gamers. There's AJ, Bo Blacks, The Right Opinion, Turkey Tom, Dav Pina, Jay Aubrey, a lot more people listed here, as you guys can see. Mostly people from the commentary community giving their opinion about how they feel when it comes to YouTube protecting these people and their experiences as well with YouTube when it comes to censorship and when it comes to the demonetization and when it comes to them being investigative journalists and trying to expose these terrible people, and how YouTube basically counterproducts their entire workflow by banning or suppressing or outright blocking their videos, making it so that, you know, they can't actually call out these people whatsoever. And basically talking about how YouTube is a brand, is a company where they care about money, not about its users. But this is one of the type of suppressions that has created a war, because all of these people, including Max, like that by suppressing these guys and what they've been exposing to YouTube, but you're then helping the other team. This brings us back to this tweet, because at the end of the video, he calls out a bunch of people for awareness, either for them to basically bring awareness or to kind of almost threaten them into bringing awareness. He talked about YouTubers. Hey, YouTube, hey, you need to step up and say something and stop lying. Told Susan, hey, you need to step up and say something and stop lying. Told Philly D that he needs to bring it up. Told H3H3 he needs to bring it up. Told Keemstar he needs to bring it up. He's already done so. Hit up Scarce. Told Moist Critical would be really good if you could, because he looks up to him. Told Chris Hansen to come through, because even though Chris Hansen is kind of sus and he messed up that whole thing with, what's that guy's name? Oni-san? Even though he messed up a lot of stuff, people call him the OG investigative journalism, which is pretty true. So if you think about it, he called out Shane Dawson saying like, hey, Shane Dawson, if you do this, then you can help your reputation. And then he called out Corpse Husband. Basically saying, man, you got a lot of clout and you could say something, just do a hashtag, pick a side or something like that. But basically throwing some shade as well, because it was showing some receipts about how Corpse Husband like did him dirty or something. That came out of left field. I don't know what that was about. Long story short, guys, that's the hashtag pick a side battle that's currently going down with YouTube, with MamaMax and a bunch of other creators. And yes, my opinion of it, since you guys are probably going to ask me, obviously, we already know YouTube is sus. Okay, we already know that YouTube, they're sussy bakas, bro. When it comes to censorship, suppressing information, things that work for brands, we kind of get how they work. This whole thing with the YouTube dislikes that just happened recently, where they removed the dislikes, even though the majority of the people with their voices said they don't want it to go, kind of showed, number one, their advocacy for censorship to help brands, and number two, that they don't really care about our voices, because if they did, they would have listened to us, because we were saying no. So we already know that that's in place. So when we find out that YouTube is suppressing channels like this that might have a little bit more edgy humor, or do a little bit of cursing, or talk about sensitive subjects, that's a no-brainer. We see YouTube doing whatever it takes to protect their brand. However, when you have investigative journalists, websites, and YouTubers that are talking about the evils that exist on their own platform, I've seen many times in places where if us as commentators didn't talk about certain people, they wouldn't have gotten deplatformed. EDP 445 would probably have kept his channel if nobody talked about him. If Critical and some Ordinary Gamers and me and all of these YouTubers didn't bring up the fact what EDP was doing with this whole sting operation that happened, if we didn't talk about that, he'd still have a platform more than likely, which kind of shows that it's very important to keep these voices out there and don't suppress this kind of information, because I'm not calling us Batman, I'm not calling us vigilantes, I'm not saying that we're so super huge good guys protecting the earth. I ain't going that far. But more information is always better, in my opinion, and it helps more than it hurts. It's been a repeat occurrence where when we talk about YouTube, the copyright strike system, wherever we talk about things not going well, or we talk about people who exist on YouTube who shouldn't exist on YouTube, Maximilian, all of these people that we talk about, this isn't something that's internally happening with YouTube. This is the creators. It's us. It's the commentators. It's the investigative journalism coming out there collectively and bringing things to light. And suppressing that kind of energy and force, in my opinion, is just it's ass backward. The problem, in my opinion, is that YouTube is a business. They're a company, and they're going to protect their brands. They're going to protect their money. They're going to protect their assets. And this is it's going to be one of those things where they're probably going to ignore, or if they do talk about it, I don't even feel like they're going to address it properly or even reply or answer questions. That's usually the pattern that I've seen from YouTube in these situations, is just protecting their interests, which is their brands, which is their money. But yeah, only time can tell, guys. That's hashtag pick a side. That's MamaMax. That's the YouTube war that's going down right now. Let me know how you guys feel about this whole fiasco. I'm not telling you to pick a side. I'm not telling you, I'm not advocating you to pick a side. I mean, obviously, no one wants pedophiles on YouTube. Nobody wants them to prosper, okay? Unless you are one of them. But I think it was important for me to bring light to the situation, at least bring up the information, and let you guys know what is here. Hopefully this video doesn't get suppressed. Usually by talking about these type of topics, they get suppressed by YouTube. And you know what? If it happens, it happens, but it'd be like that sometimes. I'm just glad that I was able to talk about it with you guys and give it a little bit more attention. Curious to see where this crusade goes. Curious to see who responds, and curious what people will eventually say. I'll keep you guys updated as things go further. So this is actually pretty interesting, because I just got finished watching a movie called Don't Look Up that involved NASA and space and meteorites and the end of the world and all that jazz. And this has nothing to do with that, though, so you don't have to worry, but it's related. The James Webb Telescope finally launched and is one of the most important NASA missions in a decade, and can usher in a new age of discovery. Fellas, a lot of people don't seem to know or care about it, though. Now, I just got an idea. You know how like One Piece is anime weave stuff. You know, One Piece, you know, it's about pirates traveling, you know, the sea, you know, like pirates like traveling the world to explore. What if there's something like that, One Piece, but for like space? Wait, is that just Cowboy Bebop? No, that's not Cowboy Bebop. But what if there's One Piece, but for space? And yeah, in case you guys are curious about what this telescope is supposed to do, I found this post right here on Reddit that summarizes 4,000 points in case you guys just kind of want to know what's happening with space exploration and NASA today. It reads, astronomer here, what an amazing Christmas present for anyone who loves space. I took the liberty of writing a few notes down because while I know some of you have every nuance of James Webb Space Telescope, JWST for short, many more people have the same general questions. So with that, what is JWST and how does it compare to the Hubble Space Telescope? JWST is the long-awaited successor to the Hubble Space Telescope, which launched in the early 1990s and revolutionized astronomy in a Nobel Prize-winning way. However, we have many new frontiers in astronomy. Hubble is not able to probe, from finding the first stars to details about exoplanets, and JWST is poised to do just that. So JWST can probe. First of all, it is just plain bigger. The mirror size is what is key in astronomy, and Hubble's 8 feet across, but JWST is 21 feet across. That's almost 3 times bigger. In terms of sheer bulk, Hubble is about the size of a bus, but JWST is the size of a tennis court. This truly is the next generation's telescope. I like how excited this guy is, this astronomer is about a telescope. This is pretty cool. I'm going to summarize though, because this thing is actually really long. It said, second, the light itself JWST will literally see is different than Hubble. So whatever it is, the light that can see from JWST is much more different and unique, which allows it to see further into space. The next paragraph reads, finally, JWST is not orbiting Earth like Hubble, but instead it will be outside Earth's orbit farther than the distance to the moon from us at a special point called L2. This was chosen because there are several advantages to it. I'm not going to read all the advantages. You can just know that that's where it is, okay? Somewhere by the moon. And last but not least, I'm going to summarize this. I'm not reading all this, okay? It's just too much science stuff for me, dog, okay? What new science can we expect? NASA doesn't just spend billions of dollars on next generation space telescope without damn good plans on why it's needed. And in fact, for JWST, there are key science goals outlined already, which are to study light from the first stars and galaxies after the Big Bang, bro, to study the formation and evolution of said galaxies, to understand the formation of stars and planetary systems, and to study planetary systems and the origins of life. TLDR, today is historic because JWST is going to revolutionize astronomy. No hype in saying that, but it's going to be a little while until the first pictures come through. Yeah. So yeah, guys, space travel, it's here. Star Trek, I don't think it's really here, but it's getting closer. We're able to see more, and when we can see more, we might discover more things like actual little green dudes flying around the space near the Big Bang. I don't know, more life, planets. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to discover, but apparently we're going to be able to discover a lot more. And yeah, let me know how you guys feel about this whole JWST invention. How do you guys feel about space and One Piece? I still think that needs to be, you know, the next frontier. But all right, guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you made it to the end, leave a like. It just lets me know that I kept your attention. Okay, it really does help if you do that. It's not for the algorithm, just for me. It lets me know I made a good video. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. I'll see you guys on the next episode, most likely Wednesday, unless everything decides to happen tonight, which I'll give you one tomorrow. Otherwise, you can find me on twitch.tv/InfernoOmni. I love you guys. Stay safe out there. We're almost at the end of the year. We can make it. Let's do it. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.